Yo, good morning. Hope you guys are doing just fantastic. Today I'm walking up $4,400. Yeah, $4,500. I mean, 44. I took one last trade, lost $100, so I originally was gonna shut down at 45.50. Took one last trade just because I'm kind of a gambler. Didn't work out, so I pried my hand right off the mouse. Got out of there before I lost all my profit on the day. Because, oh man, I've done that so many times. So many times. But not anymore. Not anymore. That's what experience gives you. It teaches you when to shut down. You know when it's time to walk away. That's vital as a day trader. Knowing when to walk away is possibly one of the biggest things that will make you profitable. When you're up green, knowing when to walk away is just as important when you're down red, big. It's actually more important to know when to walk away when you're down red. Why? Well, as we know, what happened to that music? What a terrible track. Come on, YouTube. This free music is ridiculous. What a buzzkill. The mood is ruined. Thanks. That's what you get for free music. Anyways, today finishing up $4,400, like I said. And we traded two stocks, CELZ, cells. You've traded that before. I've traded that before. We know about that. DATS, I've traded that before. Maybe not this past week, but it's definitely been one to trade. And it actually turns out DATS was pretty strong. It had a slow start, but then all of a sudden I remember glancing back and being like, what the? The thing was like ripping to the moon. You know, I thought it was done. He gave a little push, and then I thought it was dead. And then so I was mainly focused on cells today, but cells was choppy in itself. So I traded both, but I was buy short cells. But then it came to the point where it's DATS. DATS was the stock to trade. So without further ado, let's get right into it, because I can talk all day, I can yap all day, but let me just show you cells first. This is the stock it's focused on right out of the gates. Gave a nice push. It was fighting at the open, because we're at a 1 minute time frame. That means each of these candles represents a 1 minute of price action. If you don't know how to read candles, basically when it's a green candle, that means that it started here at the bottom of this box. Let me zoom in for you guys. When it's a green candle, that means it started at the bottom of the box. So that in this case, this candle started at $4.30. At one point, it went all the way up to $4.53, but at the end of that minute, it closed at $4.48. And then the next 1 minute candle, it opened at 44. It had the range from 442 up till 453, and but it closed at 450. Now, if it's a red candle, that means it started up on the top of the box. The range was, it went from 451 down to 441. That was the range it was trading, but it ended up closing at 443 at the end of that minute. Anyway, this stock opens. We chop around, as you can see here. We open at around $4.06. And this baby kind of drops down to 395. Looks kind of weak, like we're going to break the pivot down here at 389. Turns out we don't. It holds, and it pops up real fast. I end up riding it, at least on this next candle for the break. Made maybe $800 at the start of the day right in here. Didn't hold. Huge topping tail, because at one point it was up at about 435. Came all the way back down real quick within a minute. Next candle opens up at 420. Drops all the way down to 395. Closes. Get a little bounce up. Look, we get a 1 minute bear flag. Resolves perfectly for the shorts. I got kind of faked out on this bottoming tail here, because I thought, okay, by this green bottoming tail, we'll get a rip ABCD back up to, I thought we were going to get an ABCD back up to possibly something like that. I get stopped out on this red candle here. Bottoms out here. Fights, I think I get in after this starts going green, bottoming tail, green bottom tail. This takes off pretty nice. I make good money in that move. Then it pulls back. I reload at around 399 for the break of the pivot up here at 413. Ends up working 4,500 shares, made about another $800. So I was pretty green on the day. Then I was watching it, came all the way back up. I don't know if I traded it through this area because I kept bobbing between sells and DATs. Now, DATs was, I wouldn't say it was the easiest stock to trade. I found it really choppy. I found the rhythm to be kind of hard. I would get in, get stopped out. But once I came back and saw it, because I traded in this area. Oh, this stupid thing. Come on, it should just work right away. I got chopped around in this area. I went red, $200. Then I came back to plus $160 on it. So I was like, okay, that's good. Got my money back out. I left it alone because I went back to sells because sells was treating me better. It was a little bit. I could time it a little better. So I was trading sells in this area up in here. I was like, okay, it's giving some nice pops here, but it's getting sold right. It's getting sold into pretty hard. We would get the break up to 417, break of the pivot here at 415. We'd get that break, and we'd flush right back down. But end of story, sells did not want to give up. Now it's giving up. Now it's petering out. Volume is completely dead. Maybe there's going to be a rebuttal later in the day, but like I said, as the day goes on, volume dies off. It did give a nice rebuttal here, break of this pivot up here at 465. I was not in for any of that move, because I shut down about right after this big breakout here. After this breakout here, I was in for this break of the pre-market high, caught it, was reloading for this 1 minute pullback, thinking we were going to push high day again and go up. Didn't happen. At that point, I was like, all right, forget it. The chances are this thing's done. I was expecting something like this. It didn't happen. So I made $2,700 on that stock, and I made a lot more than I thought I would make on DATs because, like I said, I did not like the rhythm of DATs. It was very choppy. It would be up 10 cents, then it would drop, and then instantly some big guy would come in, and we'd be right back up. So there's a lot of points where you get faked out, both going down and going up. But after I came back and I saw that this thing ripped like this and broke high day, I was like, okay, this thing is strong. So right in here, I started scalping. I believe I got in here for this 2-bar pullback. May have got chopped out in here a little bit, but probably got back in. 7,500 shares, sold on the break, scalping it, trading it very actively, trading a lot of pullbacks. I mean, there's a lot of choppy 1 minutes in here. Got in for this move about right here at about 290, 7,500 shares, sold at around $3, sold a little soon. This thing ends up breaking pretty nicely. I ended up trying to scalp it. I tried to get in on this 2-bar pullback. It was very choppy, very, very. It looked like it was going to go, and then it didn't, and then it looked like it was going to go again, and then it didn't. It ended up flushing pretty hard. I'm guessing there was a big seller there that was like, a big guy with a big position. He ended up marketing out because this red candle dropped fast. May have caught this bounce here. In fact, I think this was my last trade, catching this bottoming tail, and then we got a little rubber band action back up, caught a little bit off of that. Then it flushed hard, and then I kind of left it. So most of my action was right in this area, a little bit in this area, a little bit in this area, didn't trade it in this area. Sells, I shut down maybe a little too early on it. I shut down after this 1 minute pattern didn't do what I thought. And I think that was a good spot to cut it because it was crashing. I was like, okay, this thing's going short. Ends up grinding back up, but it never really gives. Maybe up here it gives some nice quick moves, but the volume never really got back to it. I think a lot of people left after this sell-off here, but it ended up grinding all the way back up and breaking the high again. I mean, that has got to have gotten some shorts in trouble. Just because it was looking like we were going to break down and sell off the rest of the day, and that's a lot of times what happens to these kind of stocks. But as we know, the market can be tricky, and just when you think it's not going to do something, it will do it. And you'll be like, oh, 100% this will do this, and then it does the exact opposite. And it's just how the market is. So it ends up coming back up, and it sells off again pretty hard. It comes all the way back up to test the high at 465, double tops to the penny, sells off. Now volume is dead. Now I could have squeezed out maybe a couple more thousand on this, but again, the risk was losing all of my profit on the day. So that's why I'm not too upset that I shut down, because of course I could have caught some of this green, but also I could have caught some of this red, and that's usually what happens later in the day. Is you get faked out, tricked out, stubborn, then you get triggered, and then next thing you know, all the money you made is gone. So that's it. I mean, that kind of sums up my day, and I don't know. It was an okay day. I mean, so far, that after today, I'm up about 73,000 on March, 145 on the year. So my averages, my statistics are record breaking. I think I have 1900 average win to 550 average loser, so that's almost a 4-to-1 ratio win to loss. Almost 4-to-1, just under 4-to-1. My accuracy is almost 60%. I mean, my stats are due for a reversion to mean, a little bit of a pullback, right? Because the market's hot now, but that's not going to be the case forever. Eventually, I'm going to have a red day. Eventually, I'm going to have to go slow for a couple weeks. Right now, it's hot. It's not always going to be like this. But my average is 2,400 a day average, almost 4-to-1 win-loss, almost 60% win ratio. So what does that mean? That means I'm trading really well. I think that's partly to do with me keeping my trades tracked on my calendar. Got my calendar, or my, shouldn't say calendar, but my whiteboard. So, and there the audio cuts out again. Jeez, it's ridiculous. So kind of like journaling, keeping track of my trades. Doing these YouTube videos is really helping me stay accountable, keeping me off of getting back on later in the day. You know, after I do my review, I don't really feel like getting back on and then retrading it or trading again. I don't really do that as much anymore, and partly to do with this YouTube channel. So it helps me out as much as it helps you guys out, which it's nice. It's like a symbiotic relationship. It's good. So with that, I'm going to get on with my day. This is already a super long video. I hope you guys are doing great. If you're trading, please manage your risk. Please be careful. Please be in a simulator. It's awfully risky to be trading these kind of stocks. Also, if you can, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any video requests, leave them in the comment. I'm going to be putting together a video by the end of this week, informational. I don't know if it's going to be on max loss, discipline, persistence. It's going to be on one of those things. I'm not sure yet. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments section. With that said, guys, I hope you guys have a great day and keep it real, whatever that means. All right, guys, we'll see ya.